Oh. Wow, I feel like I heard myself.
That's how you want to start the episode like that?
Redo that.
Oh, no. He started with a laughing fit.
Oops.
Yeah. Are you good on your phone?
Sorry, I'm checking the Yankees score, dude.
Oh, who's winning?
Yankees 4-0. Let's go.
The Yankees 4-0. Look at that.
Best team in baseball.
Are they? No, the Mets are doing pretty good now.
Yeah, not as good as the Yankees. Fuck the Mets. Can we get this out of my fucking face here?
It's not even in your face.
It's in my face.
Dude,
I can't focus on anything but that.
No free ads?
No free ads. Fuck that.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm going to rotate back and forth. I'll have a beer, good American beer, and then I'll probably just throw some Basil Hayden's in there.
Aren't you supposed to start with like the liquor and then end with beer?
If you're a bitch, yeah.
Oh.
Is that even like really a thing?
I mean, I've applied it to all of my drinking, so.
I think if you just drink to excess, regardless, you're just gonna get sick. Yeah. I mean, I think I've thrown up more or gotten more sick than taking a shot after drinking beer all day. I have a bad gag reflex, so I just choke up.
It's not what I heard.
Then you heard from a liar because I have actually sometimes if I'm brushing my teeth, I
just ram your toothbrush down your throat.
Well, dude, I go to the gym, so I'm just
you gotta clean all that excess out of there.
Yeah, you're gross. If I cough too hard, sometimes I can actually get myself to throw up.
Excuse me?
Yeah, it's honestly, I'm not lying to you.
I don't believe
you good? No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Cheers. You sure you want anything to drink? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'll watch.
I'll watch.
No bad calories for me.
Oh yeah. Started off with you catch the new Thor trailer?
Yeah, doesn't that come out like next month? This month?
July 8th. The movie comes out. I saw it. Did you see the trailer yet? You see Christian?
I can't wait to see Natalie Portman fuck that shit up.
You need to get closer to the mic.
Natalie Portman.
Started early.
Not even like a minute.
I'm so sorry.
No, I'm not looking forward to Natalie Portman at all.
Me either.
They're just throwing her back in there.
Well, there's a couple of theories.
I think a multiverse is involved a little bit.
Apparently this might be his last movie as Thor, and also she might have cancer in it, just like in the comic books.
Good.
So you never know.
Good.
Tragic.
The fuck?
No, because what happened? She like dipped out because she's like, I don't want any part with the Marvel universe. It's like not because the movies that she did do with the Thor movies, like the Thor movies probably have the best movies. I think Ragnarok was the best one they did when it came to the trilogy.
Yeah.
But she like dipped out after the second one because the second one was trash. And then now that she sees like every major actor now, name one actor, like there's a very, very hard pressed to find an actor. I wouldn't be surprised he did like a cameo at some point.
Well, you said name one, so I just
but serious actors though, like I think what
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, no, there's talks about him joining.
Yeah, I saw like ties to him with like Silver Surfer or something.
But they also have a lot of comedians in those movies for that reason.
Those movies are meant for C-list actors and B-list. They're not meant for A-list actors. Wow. Like now that Charlize Theron is now in the
yeah, I'm kind of bummed by that.
Yeah, dumb. Close to the mic.
Oh my God.
You'll learn.
Okay.
Because he's gonna say it 47 times.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I think like even like Christian Bale has done DC and now Marvel.
Yeah, he's in the new one.
Yeah, he looks wild.
Yeah,
wild.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see the trailer. They had the first trailer, the teaser trailer, which was okay.
I didn't see the newest one. I don't want.
Oh, the newest one with him. But the only one I'll watch because the other ones they always end up like giving too much. This one was like an introducing Christian Bale's guy for like a fraction of a second, and you see what he looks like. He lost like a shit ton of weight.
Is he a protagonist or?
He's the guy. He's the villain.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
I can't wait to see him do some shit like that.
So the guy, I can never remember his name. It's like TTY. Yeah, whatever his name is. Let him out, please. This fucking dude. He said that he's probably the best villain so far that Marvel's gonna have to offer.
Oh wow!
The way Christian Bale's performance has been. If you see him, he kind of looks like Voldemort a little bit. Like he's completely bald. He shaved his entire head, lost a shit ton of weight, and he has like kind of like black ink like dripping from his mouth at some point.
Do you know what character
he's playing? Gore the God Butcher.
Gore the God Butcher. No, I gotta.
Yeah, I'm not sure when he was created, but he. I think he's a relatively new villain they made for Thor.
Oh.
But yeah, he's wild
Yeah,
looking.
I have no idea.
But I just watched all the Harry Potter films like in a row, like 1 through it's technically 8, but it's 7 and it's like 7 part 1 and then part 2.
I just like recently watched them for the first time.
I think
I couldn't get through them.
I had to do it start of COVID. I did all the franchises that I could think of.
You watch a lot of movies.
I do.
I think she surpassed
You're the
me.
reason why.
Yeah, I think you surpassed me a lot because. Well, I don't know if I don't know if you surpassed me, but she's definitely like it's not a movie I can suggest to you anymore. Really, that you haven't seen.
I know it's really hard too because I'll just be like, I've gone through all of Netflix genuinely, and
I don't know how you can do that.
I just don't watch television.
You
like
watched Gentleman? You watched Gentleman yet?
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
I liked it. I don't like drug related movies for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like they're all kind of the same, but I liked it because it wasn't kind of the same. So, but it was a good cast.
Super Bowl champs.
I just want to smash that thing in the ground.
Dude, I got until August until I can't bitch him or boast anymore.
I was really happy for you, genuinely. I'm glad that I got to see that, like,
Yeah, that was
witness
fun.
with my own eyes.
Where were you?
Thanks for
What do you
introducing
mean? I was
everybody.
with
By the
you.
way,
What to the show?
yeah.
Fuck
you're
it.
the worst
They
fucking
know.
host
They
around.
know. They know. Well, I was going to, and she started having like a fucking panic attack.
We were talking about Flash Gordon.
No. Then you started.
Oh,
when
that
we
was
started the
before.
show off, you started dying laughing.
I
don't
was
know.
laughing because I did the little blip of the song, and then you guys said, "Is that how you want to start it off?" And I was like, "Oh, is that going to be in there?"
Oh,
Yeah,
it's in there.
Yeah, it's in there now.
well,
So that's
I
how
hope
we
you guys enjoy that.
So, do you want to tell them who you are, being that you're?
I am Miranda. That's my government.
We sound so awkward. I'm. It's
Like you're talking like an AA or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hi,
I'm Miranda. I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
But I was also, yo, I'm Randy. Like,
Ew.
All right, that was
Yeah.
cancel.
Sorry, I have done
Shut it
that.
down. Shut it down.
Done. Unplug.
probably best. I am TJ here's little sister.
Yeah.
The best out of the bunch.
So now 2 of the 6 of us. No, well, 2 of the 5, I guess you could say.
Shane,
Shane's been on before you.
I'm sorry for you guys.
He has some good ones. I mean, most people don't really agree with him. Like every time he has like his.
Whoa, what?
guys
Shocker
did
there.
You
he,
guys are haters.
he's. It's he just wears too many cardigans.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
We could put a jean jacket in there every once in a while.
Or just wear a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That goes a long way.
The shirt is.
Oh, here we go. First of all, don't flex because you're wearing a little kid's shirt.
This is a large. Nice.
You went to Target
Okay.
in the child section.
Don't get it twisted. This is from Comic-Con. There was a random $10 T-shirt box I bought. Like when I go to Comic-Con, I don't buy anything other than just the random stuff. Like legit, like you don't know what's inside,
Yeah.
and that makes it much better.
Well, you got that one box that like sucked.
Yeah. I buy the mystery boxes all the time. But this is like a $10 shirt, and I was like, all right, well, I mean, I'll take a $10 shirt. Like mostly shirts at Comic-Con like $30. And the guy pulled this out. I'm like, no fucking way. Like that's so sick. And then, of course, the ex told me that I look like a 5-year-old boy.
Yeah, it looks like it's paired with a diaper.
It's a vintage fucking shirt, dude.
Okay.
So what do you say when you see a guy driving like an old muscle car from the 70s? Oh, do you a time machine?
A toddler's muscle shirt and a muscle car are not quite
First
the
things
same.
first, there's no such thing as a toddler muscle shirt because every
Really?
toddler
I
looks.
feel like you need to be wearing like blue jeans, like rolled up at the bottom with some Converse on.
And like a pack of cigarettes like was wedged into here, and I'm terrorizing some kids.
You're not badass. You're just
I've been told I've been pretty badass.
not one person has ever told you you're badass.
Dude,
Name one badass thing you've done
like today?
in general in life.
I'd like to hear this. Because I was there your whole life.
Define badass. Like what do you really
See, now you're backtracking.
No, I'm just like,
No,
what
you're
do you consider,
backtracking.
what do you consider
You're
badass?
backtracking.
Like running from the cops badass?
Just badass.
So I've never done
give me,
that.
Give me your most badass thing that you think. It could be anything.
There's so many. I just
Oh my god,
It's-
you have
It's the
nothing.
scar on his forehead
Nothing.
right here is the
No, that
only
was me.
badass
That was-
story you have.
That
No.
was inflicted by me.
Well,
Okay, so then why don't you give me an
You
example?
have nothing.
Give me an example
You have
of-
no. You're so badass, and people tell you you're badass.
Well,
What
no,
do they tell
I
you
know.
you're badass?
When I
for?
play drums,
What?
when I play drums, they go, "Wow, dude,
No, that makes you a musician, not a
a
badass.
badass musician."
Okay.
All right, fine. You know
Yeah.
I'll
what?
give you that.
Oh, they see me throw a football. They're like, "Dude, you Uncle Rico?"
Right, bro. You're so unathletic. But you can throw the ball.
I'm legitimately like Tom Brady, where it's like I have no speed.
You did not.
Hold on.
You did.
I'm on-
no.
Can I finish?
No.
You probably shouldn't.
I'm gonna finish.
Nope.
I'm gonna finish.
You are
I'm
not going to sit
I'm
here.
not going to
and
say
I hate Tom Brady.
I have the
and you're
skill
not
set
gonna
of
sit
Tom
here
Brady.
and
I'm saying I
compare-
have the
all right.
athletic capability of Tom Brady, where it's like we're just all armed.
Yeah.
And-
Your same athletic.
Okay,
capability.
first things
the
first,
guy's been playing in the NFL.
Yeah,
for
and he
fucking-
runs a fucking 7-1.
And he has 7.
Yeah, but that's not because of his athletic ability of running around.
Do you see what I'm doing here? It's a reach.
No, I have the same athletic capabilities of Tom Brady.
All right. I think one day.
Yep. And then you woke up. It's fine.
I'm faster than Tom Brady.
No, you're not. I would pay a pay-per-view to see you two race.
I've never
I
seen
would-
you race.
I'm
actually,
not
at
very
all,
fast.
ever.
I am not very fast.
So how are you faster than him?
Because he's not very fast either. If you watched his 40 when in the combine, you were like, okay. Like you see Tom Brady in the.
I can't believe you're actually sitting here.
He's
saying-
putting the logistics down right now.
I'm just saying, I probably run the same 40 as Tom Brady. I'm as tall as Tom Brady.
Okay.
And none of us have been in the same room at the same time. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is never in the same room at the same time. And
Wait,
And that's the only thing that you have in favor of your
to say
argument.
you are Tom Brady.
you said that. You said that. Not
No,
me.
no, that's what
I-
you're insinuating.
No, I didn't insinuate that.
You did.
You just. I said.
that's exactly what you
I said
did.
I had the same capability as Tom Brady, athletic wise, and you said you're Tom Brady, and I said
no. I did not say you're Tom Brady.
run it back. Wait, where's the camera? Run it back.
Run it back.
Run it
you
back.
literally said you've never seen us in the same room. So I was like, so you're saying you're.
But that was in the past. We're in the,
Okay, all
we're
right,
we're in the
all
present now.
Oh, God, I'm getting stupider. What's going on right now?
You're bringing up old shit. I'm just. All I'm saying is I'm not. It's not that I am Tom Brady, even though people do get confused because I'm the same.
Never happened.
Same speed.
Never happened.
Same speed. Same speed. Same arm strength.
Dog, look at that guy run. He must be Tom
Do
Brady.
you think Tom Brady could throw further than me?
1,000%. I'd put all my life savings.
Have
on
you
it.
seen me and Tom Brady throw the ball at the same time?
God, can we move on?
When I was a young kid, I could throw the ball 60 yards, no problem.
a young kid
A
and
young
a 30
kid.
some odd year old
No,
man.
I'm also young now.
Okay, but he's also been doing this for the full, length of his career. You've dabbled. So I feel he's more
he didn't
qualified.
make it through high school. He didn't make it through high school. Go ahead. Tell me. Go ahead. Let him know. I have concussion.
I just saying that no one saw us in the same room.
All right. You're an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I tell people now I'm on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm on YouTube. Find me. Honestly, it's weird.
You should drop like what it's called on YouTube.
I was about to.
Well,
Probably
you know,
do
you're
it
about
now,
to sound
though,
like you're
yeah.
about to change the
What
subject.
was that?
You should probably just say it now. Already.
No, it's Hear Me Out, the TJ Nolan show. You could type that in YouTube and you'll see every variation of me trying to make this apartment into a studio. It's difficult because I
Is
had
that the content, or you have more going on?
I'm not Tom Brady.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Just,
think they get it. No,
I'm
no,
glad
no.
you could finally admit it.
yeah. No, but
Shane is sending me things.
is he really?
Yes.
Oh, he's in Utah right now, isn't he?
No,
Utah.
Mom's
Utah.
in New Orleans with
Oh,
him.
they're about to go to Utah.
Oh,
Stop
she's going
saying
to-
it like
she's
that.
Going to?
She's
Yeah,
helping him
yeah.
move.
To
This,
Utah.
this woman's coming off of COVID and now flew to New Orleans. She's an
They
animal.
give a whole group of Mormons. Fucking
she's
whole
she's
bunch of
she's an animal.
She's going to take down the
she
whole
doesn't have
religion.
any more. She doesn't have any more. But
Anymore in Utah.
in Utah, what was I saying? a second
Utah's
ago?
sick. I can't wait to
let's-
go
let's
visit
take it
Shane.
off. So we are on YouTube. Hear Me Out, the TJ Nolan Show. Type that in. And the reason why I'm upset is because I had a studio that looked cool and could have done a bunch of stuff, but because that studio shut down, I'm in my apartment, so it legitimately looks like you're in my living room, which you kind of are. I think the one we did, the first one, was I'm wearing the Indians jersey.
Yeah.
That was the most like I felt like someone put like a spy camera in that room and was just listening to us talk.
It was kind of like a Paranormal Activity.
Yeah,
movie,
it
right?
was. It was like there was no flash or pizzazz
the
to
light,
it.
like the lights start flickering.
And then the
shit.
most one I just recently I did over here a little bit better, but now this
Yeah, I
this is
like
more
that.
comfortable. This is more our speed here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to invest in like a comfier chair though.
No, you're a guest. Why would you? I mean, you're on the show more. I think.
Yeah.
I think this
We're
is episode
gonna-
36.
And you've been on how many out of 36?
At least 10.
Probably, yeah.
least
I've been on more
Wow.
than probably everybody.
So
Yeah.
you're like famous. Around
You
here.
could say that, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of. You said it.
One thing I do find funny though, every time I have Chelsea come on, and I didn't put the video online yet of Chelsea, like you got to see what this girl looks like because all we do is make fun of her.
Well, she makes fun of herself.
No, she's a good sport, but like she talks about herself, and everyone's like, "What does she look like?" I'm like, you can probably find her on Instagram, but
She said her name 1 million times on there. So
yeah, so the
and her
Mac.
dad,
Yeah,
And her
Kerwin
brother.
Mac, good old Kerwin Mac.
Kerwin. That's a first.
Her dad legitimately, if I remember, if this was a guy that I saw, looks like Peter Griffin. 100% looks like Peter Griffin.
No way.
I when she said it, I was like, and I saw him walk in the. I'm like, no, I mean, he didn't like dress like Peter Griffin, but if you were to give
He
him like,
comes in with a white
he
shirt and green
could
pants.
doppelgang the shit out of Peter Griffin if he really tried.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, shout out to Kerwin Mac because he listens to the show.
Also, shout out to Peter Griffin.
Yeah, Peter Griffin. Fuck that show.
You don't like that show?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
I haven't watched it in a long time. It used to be funny.
Yeah, I think the issue I have with that show is that like when they did American Dad, they wanted Stewie to be a lot like how Roger is.
Which one came first?
I want to say Family Guy definitely came first. Family Guy, yeah, and then when
I'm just not going to leave any open,
you look it
yeah.
up. Oh, yeah, they did the whole thing with like Stewie becoming like a maniacal, like take over the world, and then he became gay all of a sudden.
Oh.
So like Roger,
He's gay?
well, he makes so many gay references towards himself.
But I feel like that's a recurring theme for like cartoons and shit like that. They stretch the envelope when it comes
Well,
to those
before it was like popular to be gay. Now they definitely were just trying to introduce Stewie's in a new way. Like they definitely did it before like the agenda. If that's what you're getting
I
at.
never really watched, so I can't really remember.
Brett
what
would be
was going on.
freaking out right now because he's legitimately a gag reel of every fucking Family Guy reference.
Yeah, Family Guy was way before American Dad.
Yeah, for sure.
99 Family Guy started.
What? I was 9 years old.
And then American Dad was 2005.
15.
Okay.
You were born what? 96.
7.
Oh, your birthday's coming up.
I lapped the sun 25 times, guys. That's pretty insane. I'm a quarter century old.
You lapped the sun. That's how you say that you were 25 years old.
Yeah.
What do you mean you lapped the sun?
The sun had 25
The
rotations.
sun.
Oh, no, I'm
lapped
sorry. The
you.
Earth had 25 rotations around the sun.
I mean, are we really that confused?
Yeah, I'm not smart. I'm
Okay.
not a smart man.
and that's why you can't tell me and Tom Brady apart. That's all I'm saying.
Ray Charles can tell you two apart.
There's conspiracy.
There's
about that,
conspiracy.
actually.
No, Stevie Wonder.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Wait,
Ray-
no.
Stevie
you're right,
Wonder
it
was
is
the one, the
Stevie.
conspiracy
Yeah, yeah.
of him being like faking that
Like,
he's
yeah,
blind, and Ray Charles was blind as fuck. Like
Poor guy.
the guy didn't know what was going on. But
Wait, there's this conspiracy theory of that?
it's a conspiracy
There's
theory.
so many things
Yeah.
like proving that Stevie, he caught a mic. He said hi to like somebody in the elevator when it opened. Like just random shit.
There's like little
Well,
circumstance.
maybe he could smell them. You know, they say when you lose one sense.
But you can
Your
smell a
other
mic falling from out of a stand.
No, but I don't
You
know.
can sense. I don't know. There was. I didn't look into it, but I remember hearing from multiple people that they had their own like stories about how they thought that he was faking being blind. That's all I really
Like
remember.
Shaq. Look up Shaq, what he says about Stevie Wonder.
Oh yeah, Shaq had a story, right?
Yeah.
I didn't meet Shaq, but then again, never saw us in the same room either. So
Yeah, you know what? I can't get you two.
yeah,
You guys are,
most people
twins.
There's
do.
no resemblance.
Yeah, when I have a black shirt on, they're like, "Ooh,
Well, that.
why do I get so uncomfortable?" Everyone's like, instead of wearing a black shirt, that's all I did.
Yeah.
Didn't make it.
Does Shaq wear black shirts often?
Doesn't need to.
Oh, okay.
Let that settle in, and now we're all back on being uncomfortable
Okay, yeah,
again.
let's
Okay,
do
good.
something.
Gonna crack another one now.
That one's empty.
Yeah, blowing through them. I'm curious to see how this is going to turn out with this cinematic. I'm using the iPhone 13 Max Pro, and I think I added too many things to that, but using the cinematic thing. So if you're all curious about how your camera is going to look if you get this one, because they always advertise like the movies, like the guys running around with the fucking joystick, like, oh, and then you think, okay, well, the overproduction and that's going to be what it's going to sell the phone. Curious to see how it's going to turn out now.
Well, I have the 8 still, and I've seen my camera quality
Do
compared.
you still use the finger scan?
It's a button, yeah.
Do you know what I think about those things? I think that guys who get caught cheating work for Apple because they're trying to find ways to make it damn near impossible to get into the phones. Like they thought a passcode would work, right? So they go ahead and they go, yeah, you guy thinks of a passcode. Then you get those psycho broads who like hold the phone up to a light and see where the oil marks are constantly, and then try to figure out like, okay, that's the code. And then like after a while, the guy got caught again. He's like, fuck guys, we got to figure out how to keep my bitch wife off the phone here. So he goes, finger scan. We will fucking finger scan. So then he goes ahead and puts his finger scan down. And then all of a sudden now when he's sleeping, his wife's crawling in the room, like just putting his finger on the phone, gets caught again. And then eventually turned into the facial scan, which I think is actually easier to obtain, right?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, you hold up the phone while they're sleeping to their
No,
face.
it goes off your eyes. Though.
Oh, I mean,
Goes off your eyes?
Yeah.
Oh.
You never noticed that?
No.
Like,
Well, like the shape of your eye, your eye color, like a
it
retina?
goes off your eye.
oh, I don't like that.
Oh no, I did not know that. I thought it was going off. I thought then why am I
Like,
moving
all the
my
time,
face around like
if
this?
I'm driving, if I'm driving and I have my sunglasses on, if I'm not like
Right.
it won't unlock my phone. And if I look at it, it'll unlock.
I'll tell you this though, when I have my aviators on, it doesn't work. But when I put on the old classic ones, those it works that way. I thought it goes by the
I don't
shape
know.
of your face, like just.
I mean, I think it has to do with everything, but like it has to get your eyes in it too.
Oh.
It won't just like you can't just unlock it with your eyes.
Because I know you have to like move your head around to get the portfolio of it, and even with the finger scan too. Like for the iPad, like I had to put my finger on it and move my finger around to get.
Tap it a billion times.
It's just like, why to go that far to keep people out of your phone?
I mean, the thing about it is when you break your screen, I mean, that's the only reason why I won't upgrade. I've passed up on like 2 upgrades now because if I break my screen without a button, it's tragedy. You know what I mean? Like your camera's cracked. It can't see your face. You can't type in the passcode.
So you're saying you're staying with an obsolete piece of shit because you're clumsy?
I was going to.
If I could have a flip phone,
Mine was
I would.
broken. Mine was broken, so I had to.
They brought the
upgrade.
flip phone back.
I know, but in the most tragic way.
What was the most tragic way?
I just didn't
Oh,
like
it
the
was
way
like it was like
looked.
2 screens touch each other, right?
Yeah, and it still had the buttons and the whole night. It just looked weird.
I don't know. I remember this back when I had Nextel.
Oh
And-
man, those are
and-
the best.
You'd be in class and someone would like, "Boop," and then they'll start talking mad shit. You're like, fuck.
Or you'd like alert the phone, and it would just go berserk.
And the thing is, you can steal those phones so easily because I had my phone stolen twice on me because the
All you
guy.
gotta do is flip the SIM card.
Yeah, take the SIM card out. So there's one. I remember this fucking asshole Wade Phillips or something like that. Yeah, I'll drop your fucking name. And he had a crooked eye.
Oh
We went to school with him.
yeah,
So yeah, I'll put him on fucking blast. I know he
you
stole my
said
phone.
his name wrong.
Was
You said the wrong last name.
What's his last name?
I'm not gonna drop it.
Ah, you lucky son of a bitch. Anyway, I was at football practice, doing my thing.
Watching, got it.
Pretending to be Tom Brady.
No. And I got back to my locker.
Giving water.
All my shit is on the floor. I'm like, oh man, my locker fell open. And then as I'm like, I didn't occur to me someone.
That's logic.
Well, I mean, who goes into? I mean, I was at the age where I was like, I didn't think my friends would steal from me. We're all on the same football team. Like, why would you go? I just thought maybe my shit fell out, or maybe someone was trying to find an empty locker and my stuff fell out that way, and they were that was the extent of their assholeness was leaving it on the floor.
Your innocence left you this day.
Yeah. So I go and gather my shit, and I realize my phone's missing. I'm like, oh, you'll be fucking kidding me. So I had to like tell mom, who was like furious, like beyond belief angry. And it was the Bumblebee phone.
Your mom?
Yeah, it was those Bumble. It was like the black. I'm sorry, it was the yellow plastic with the black rubber on it.
Yeah, I had that one.
Yeah, and the next day I get back to school, And this guy comes up to me and he's like, I heard your phone got stolen. I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, I'm selling phones if you need one. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So at football practice, we meet in the locker room and he comes up and he shows me like a collection of phones that he had. And I found the one that looked like mine. And I just remember like it's only been like 24 hours. Like I'll remember like the little dings and like little things that I remember happening to the phone. So my ringtone at the time was Michael Myers. Do. So yes, you took the SIM card out that had my contact information, but when you download a fucking ringtone to the phone, it saves on the memory of the phone. So I play the ringtone in front of him, and I'll never forget his face. I think his eye just went spiraling in his fucking head. And
You're a fucking
no,
ass.
fuck him. You stole my goddamn phone, dude. Like I
funny.
didn't wage war. You did. Anyways,
It's a solid band.
so everyone just surrounded this kid, and he was trying to get out. And I remember Carlos was like, "No, where you going?" Like he's like. So eventually, I was like, "I'm taking my fucking phone back, dude." And this kid could have killed me.
Yeah, he was a lot bigger.
Yeah,
than
he
you.
was a big kid.
He probably couldn't see you because
No, he and if he couldn't, he could definitely sense me. Like he would have put a beating on me. But like, even like George was there, everyone was there. Like it was like this kid's, fuck this kid. And I got my phone back for free. I would have probably paid for it if I didn't do that. But I got back and showed mom, and she wasn't even happy. She was like, "You fucking idiot!" Told the whole story. Thought maybe like, mama got it back. Didn't care. Didn't care.
She beat your ass anyway.
Yeah, most certainly.
Oh yeah.
Somehow I'm gonna get beat for this story.
Yeah, she always tells me, I want to retract a story you told on your podcast. I'm like, what? What story? And she's like, I didn't go that way. I'm like, tell me how it happened differently. And she goes, I'm like, please, by all means, you can prove me wrong whenever you're ready. But she doesn't remember things the way she did because of aging. But that's all I'm saying.
It's not aging. It's not. It's selective hearing, but memory.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
she
God.
swears we didn't used to throw the wooden spoons off the deck, and when we went to fetch them because she told us to get them,
So
or we were getting a beating.
the story I have is the spatula one that me and Shane used to get hit with the metal spatula with the holes in it. Like it was like a spaghetti strainer type of thing. Not spaghetti, like a pasta strainer.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason why she used it, and I quote, more aerodynamic. The wind wasn't stopping the back of the
Less resistance.
More torque.
yeah. So
Twerk?
torque.
Torque.
Yeah,
Twerk.
Yeah, more
Torque.
torque. Yeah, this generation. Anyway,
Cheers, guys.
Shane got back from school, and he fucking just heaves this thing like you throw something here, like I heard it for
Hit
like
boomerangs.
he threw it into the woods. The snow melts like months later, and we get back, and this rusty piece of shit is like sitting in the center table. When we get back from the store,
It's like
"Oh
a
my
fucking
God."
Ouija board or whatever.
We were like, I don't know where. I guess she was mowing the lawn and came across it. So then she brought it back inside and left it for us to see. We get home from school, get in the kitchen, and then just like everything like panned out, and then the spoon got closer to my face, it felt like, and we're like, she found it. It was even worse looking now because of the holes had rusted into like bigger holes with more sharper edges. I'm like, we need to be good because we're getting tetanus if we don't.
No.
So, but yeah, I tell you, I guarantee you tell the story to this day. She's like, I never hit you with that spoon. Yeah.
We threw them off the deck,
Yeah.
like reoccurringly.
It's hard. I know everyone has a hard time with the microphone. It's just you got
That's just good
I tried to sit up
parenting, if you're
straight,
asking
and
me.
I'm out here. Like,
I'll tell you the first time I started doing the podcast, I remember I looked away from the phones. The phones. The microphone, or even like when I first started, I remember me and my buddy Dave when we were doing Yeah You're Welcome, old shout out. We were doing
They
like
probably can't see that, but
oh they can. It's in the frame, but we
Yeah,
were
you're welcome.
rocking back and forth like this. Like you could just tell how. I think we had the video still. If we were so goddamn nervous.
no.
And yeah, it's nerve wracking having your voice recorded, and then people like now this is what you say is now set in stone, and you can't move past that. So, but yeah, but that's my mother for you. And I
love
will,
her. She's a great lady.
Special lady.
yeah, but I don't know. Now she's down in Louisiana helping Shane drive 23 hours to Utah to move into his new spot, but he doesn't have a new spot yet. I don't think.
I think he said he does have a new spot. I
think
talked to him the other day.
But I remember my mom just had COVID, and she She tells me like I tested positive for COVID. I'm like, all right, well, since I'm you and I are the only remaining siblings in this area, and you're much further than I was.
Well, Brittany's still kind of.
They keep
We're
her.
in the
They
same
keep her
state.
past the bridge, right? They don't only when needed you'll be recalled on. But that's mean. So I call her up. I'm like, what do you need? And she goes, I need something special to eat. I'm like, okay. And she goes, I need you to go to the Nelly's, the Spanish the restaurant over here in the ShopRite Plaza. She goes, I'll DoorDash it. I mean, I'll call it up, set the order up. I'll pay for it. I'll get you something. Bring it to me. I'm like, all right, cool. And I was like, all right, give me an hour to at least get my life situated. So she goes, okay, but just know that I'm going to get tostones and I need to fry them. They cook them, then fry them right afterwards. She goes, make sure they're fried before, like when you get there, they've just been fried and packaged. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I got a call from her like 10 minutes later. The order's ready. These fucking people, the orders. Now she was sick when I first talked to her and got better somehow enough to be like she wasn't cursing, but I could tell like she's like about to break out, lose her shit. So she's like, so I called them up and I was like, I have to wait 45 minutes to get. It's gonna be cold by then. I need the tostones to be fried before my son gets them. So I go, all right, Ma, and she goes, I'm gonna have him redo the order. I'm like, good. I can't wait to have super slippery pork. Like I don't know what they're gonna hawk into this fucking thing.
Yeah.
So I get to Nelly's, right, and the girl's behind the counter, and she's like, "Hi," I'm like, "I'm here picked up for Kristen," and I said her other last name, and they're like, "We don't have that." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I say her current last name, and then the guy from the back comes fucking flying into from the kitchen, and he's like, "Our order's right here. The tostones were fried before packaging. We're
that
good."
Poor guy.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, how'd that conversation go on the phone? Some dude heard her last name. We don't know him. I don't know him. She's in quarantine, and he legitimately left his post by the ladles and came to go let me know that tostones. So
Because your mom ripped him an asshole.
No, but I guarantee you she's probably the most passive aggressive way where they're pretty much like, I know she's trying to be sweet right now, but if we fuck this up, she's gonna come here.
I wish you were right, but I've actually been on a 3-way call with her and AT&T. And
that's different.
No, I've literally been talking to them, very professional, very respectful, trying to inquire about my phone and whatnot, and it's gone nowhere. As soon as I call Mom, it's a whole
she puts the
nother
fear
story.
of God into a lot of, but
but
it's funny because like I don't see her. She's not the way she used to be.
Definitely not.
Right, because I saw this one meme. I'll never forget. I've watched this meme 100 times. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Of how when we were being Shane or anybody would act up, she would just give us a fuck. Because she'd always say like, "Wait till Mike gets home," and I'm like, "Why? So he could see the bruises? Like you're the one who hits us. Like he's like it's like she's like, wait, she's trying to put the fear of my stepdad getting home. Like he's going to see what you've completed. That's all he's going to say. So. She would fucking, when me and Shane would really act up. We deserve most of it. I'll tell you that much. We deserve most of it. And
just good parenting.
Whenever we're just like really about to crying or sad, she always be like she was big smile, like we're in public, like we're at a function. So she sent me a meme of some guy like after my mom whipped my ass in the parking lot for acting up, and like the guy's the mom's in church, and she looks back and he's in the little pews like doing that, and she's like. It's just like
I think I've seen that one actually.
I could not stop watching because you know what that was. I looked like That's So Raven getting that flashback or whatever it was that that chick went through, and I just remember all the time she was like fucking smile.
No, I loved the backhand because you just know, like you can feel it still in your mouth a little bit.
Burn in your fucking brain.
But you can't parent like that anymore.
No, definitely.
And I like so earlier today, me and my buddy Glenn. He plays in the flag football league, so when he needs to help running.
Glenn.
You know Glenn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a cool dude.
He used to be my neighbor.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Shout out Glenn.
Black Glenn. Right?
Yeah, but he kind of looks like
he's in the army.
Yeah, he looks like what's his name, Randall Cobb. a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I was like, he's a black guy, but he's like fair skin, but like his eyes are like, I guess like really like light yellow or kind of a thing. It's like
cool,
yeah.
Yeah, I used to live in the building next to him.
Oh no shit! I'll go tell him next time I see him.
He knows that
you know me.
Well, I'm his neighbor.
Okay, well,
I was his neighbor.
So does he know that I know you?
Not everything's about you, man.
Well, no. Okay, first thing first, not true. And secondly, gonna be fun when I tell him. Anyway, so I'm out. I throw the ball with Glenn all the time, and he brings like these kids that he like. I don't know who they are to him. Like they're like friends of friends' kids, but they all play football. So like he makes me throw the ball to them as well. And the way he is with his kid is a lot like how we were raised, where like if you get hurt, you're not bleeding, you're not hurt, like. Because now, like he's saying,
some dirt on it.
Yeah, like he's telling me, like these kids now, like they are so soft.
They are, yeah.
And he's like, I have a hard time because people listen to me talk to these kids, and then they're like, you're being mean, you're being too much. He's like, no, these kids are legitimately soft. And I've always, and I ask him like, how many of these kids game? He goes, all of them game. None of them are outside. None of them are doing anything athletic anymore. All they do is play fucking video games. And then when I make them go outside, they get tired or their legs hurt. And it's like, what happens when Russia comes to us? And these little shitbags are the ones going to be holding them at the front lines. We're fucked.
Well, they know coding, apparently, So
unless they get those freaking V for Vendetta masks and start learning how to, start hacking some shit, we're in some deep crap.
There's actually a statistic shown that, like, getting a participation award is like detrimental to like children's like psyche.
Yeah, because they don't have to win to earn something.
That's the problem. It's like you're just automatically a winner, and you're floating through life getting awards and stuff.
But even like teachers, I mean, teachers can't even yell at kids anymore the way they used to. Like I remember, like my like growing up in Long Island, like my friends' parents would, if I was acting up or we were acting up, like, boys, enough. And then like, oh shit, I just got yelled at by someone else's parent. Now you start you feel embarrassed.
Yeah, but also a lot of parents don't like when other people yell at their kids now either.
No, I'm saying that's changed. Now you can't even like if. So I have to wait till this. Like so when my ex brought a friend over and he had like a 5-year-old or 6-year-old kid, and he kept on fucking with the cat. Like every time he was fucking with the cat, and he's calling bad cat, and the kid didn't know any better. Obviously, he's 5 or 6 years old. But like if that was the way I was growing up, I would get like the back of the small hairs in the back of my neck pulled, and can you cut the fucking shit?
I'm still bald right there.
But like the issue is, my brain clicked in that moment because I see the cat, like this cat never hisses at anybody, doesn't make a goddamn noise. Only time he makes a noise is when he's hungry, and he purrs all day whenever he sits next to you. He's going like hissing. So I give the kid a warning.
How is he going?
I'm not a cat, all right? I'll tell you that much. It might be Tom Brady, but I'm not a cat. But
same thing.
Zing. So I see Winston do this, and I'm like,
well, that's how kids learn their lesson.
Well, so the kid gets go bop bop, and then he starts to cry. But I'm still like eating my food in the kitchen, and I saw it happen. And then they come in, like, what happened? Like, oh, Winston swatted at him, and they're like, why don't you move him away? I'm like, so he could go back over there again and do it twice? Like, no, like now,
not my kid.
Yeah, like
somebody put this to me once, and it actually
or the mic.
It actually changed my perception a little bit because we were. I don't want to say beaten when we were growing up, but
we were disciplined accordingly for the most part. Yeah, when we fucked up.
Right. But somebody said to me, like, as an adult, when something's not going your way or conversation isn't going blah, 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 like, you don't hit each other. Like, why would you hit a kid for not understanding? So, like, it kind of...
I get you. I'm not saying beat the shit out of the kid.
No, but even now, if I asked you to do something and you didn't, like, would I smack you across the head? Like...
It's because it's how you learn what punishment is.
But it's more just, like, I've seen an ex-significant other, their mother smacked their little brother, and in the face, like, it really bothered me.
Oh, well, there's a place.
It's not like a full, like, backhand, but it's one of those things where it's like, that's somebody's identity. You know what I mean? I don't like that you're, like, belittling their
identity.
Yeah, like your face. You're hitting somebody in their face. It's, that's, they present themselves to the world with exactly.
Oh, you mean
that.
that their actual like? Okay, I'm like their identity.
No, but it is. It's like I said, it's belittling. I
I don't think smacking a kid in the face is the option. I mean, like if you make it funny, where it's like, cut the shit like at the top of the head, or like if like or a flick. Like I'm not saying you should like throw a flying knee to this kid's jaw, but like not for nothing. But like if the kid's acting up, not. You need to do some sort of like if talking doesn't work.
Kids need to be punished still.
Like I don't agree with the whole like grab a switch thing. I don't believe in the whole belt thing. Like that's too much. Yeah. That's too much. No kid can do something that bad unless he set the fucking house on fire. But even then, like if it's an accident or deliberate, if it's deliberate, put him in a fucking vest. If it's an accident, then it's an accident.
Yeah.
But to like severely beat a kid with a belt or have him go pick out a stick to go hit himself, get smacked around with, that's different. But like, if you get whipped in the one good smack in the ass, that's why it's the ass. You know what I'm saying? Like the ass is the most meatiest part. Like it's by the thigh. Like
the thing is, it's not the pain though. It's the feeling of the embarrassment.
Yeah, you're embarrassed.
Yeah, but that
resonates.
Yeah, but that's to be like, oh shit, I don't want to ever have that happen again, so I'm not going to do something stupid.
But it's also just like, I don't know. There's something about it now as an adult. When I was younger, I was like, okay, I did something wrong. But now as an adult, I just like I don't really appreciate the physical.
I don't know. I think if I saw a friend,
I think it's good.
I think I saw a friend with a kid. And the kid's really acting up, and like maybe the kid swatted at like at the parent, like know how sometimes kids they get that fucking bold like, and they go, "Don't you hit me?" And the kid's like hits him. You have the right to grab him by his arm, move him in a way where you get a good shot at his ass,
twirl him around,
and then fucking whap, and then with that force, he's already walking to the bedroom because he's gonna go into time out at that point. And that's okay. I think that's okay.
After a certain age, it becomes
there's a certain
problem.
age where now he's like, why is because then now everything's diagnosed. Everyone's got like.
But I understand the reciprocation thing. Like mom, you used to have a really bad problem with like biting kids in elementary or something like that.
Yeah, no, because I took me. I forgot what age.
You weren't very verbally expressive.
No, I don't think I even talked or actually had like a coherent sentence until I was like well past like the age where kids are actually like.
I still don't know when you've had a coherent sentence.
He had a bit of tism.
Yeah, right. I'm sure. I'm sure
We're
I had
all
something.
on the spectrum a little.
Everyone's on the spectrum to a certain degree, but I got
yourself, dude.
No, you okay?
There. Yeah, you're there.
I remember I would bite if I couldn't communicate. I would latch onto you and bite, and I would bite my cousins. I would bite the dog. I used to bite everything. I used to fucking
before Shamrock, man.
No, before Shamrock. I'm talking when I was a kid. Shamrock when I was like fucking 15, dude.
No, really.
15's not a kid still.
No, I'm talking like when I was like 6.
No, he was a toddler.
I was a young kid.
He wasn't a preteen.
I wasn't saying.
I didn't have a cell phone.
I wasn't saying you were 15 years old biting people. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I heard that. So I translated that way. It's my truth. Moving on. So I'm just
get your goddamn hand out of my face.
Goddamn hands out of here. But yes, I used to bite, and then my mom one time was really pissed that I was biting everybody, so she took my arm and bit me. And she goes, and what you did was this. You give me the other arm to bite, and I was like, "That's a badass moment. Fucking nailed it, dude."
You getting your ass beat by your mom?
No, I fucking got bit by my mom.
And then he said, "Do the other arm."
Yeah, so that's a badass moment right there, and that's a callback. I brought it back. You asked if I did a badass thing.
No, Mom?
I was doing badass shit at fucking 5 years old.
She talked to therapists.
Look
like
at
she was
you.
concerned. Like you were taking
that-
like I remember coming home from school once and you had like a collection of ants on the counter and none of them had their legs and they were squirming. He was just collecting ants. And then, we were scared it was going to move to animals and then people. And
Yeah,
then
I
he just
know
started,
where the signs were coming from. I just saying. I think the issue with that, because remember, for a long time, I would stab fruit. But I was also doing that because I was playing a game, like I was watching a movie where I was like, samurai would stab somebody or something like that. I was like, oh, I can't really do it to my plastic toys. So I would take fruit and I would have like this reenactment, ignore the fact that they're fruit, that they're an apple, that they're a peach. And I would be like having like sword fights with them. And then I would actually show like the cuts on the bodies, like kind of like how I saw in the movies. So people thought that I was crazy. And I'm looking at both of you right now because you look so uncomfortable. But that's what I did. I was very my mind was like, let the cat in here because he's pissing me off.
I want to without your permission.
Holy shit, dude. About to bring the kid back here. But yeah, so that's how growing up everyone thought there was an issue. But I'm fine now.
Now. It's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the but now that kids are different now because everyone has anxiety now. Everyone suffers from extreme anxiety, which is I'm wondering how. And I had a theory a while back that it came from cows.
Oh.
Because the way that cows are slaughtered, they were like pretty much like you know crammed into like these like kennels, and and then the way they were killed is like you would cut their throat or something like that, or even pigs too, and it releases a chemical from their brain which is anxiety, and it gets infused in the meat. And then when you eat that meat, all of a sudden now that's what they were saying. How kids are now getting like huge all of a sudden now because of all the shit pumped into the meat, all the hormones that are used to make the chickens bigger. So you still consume that meat with those chemicals in it. So this is true though. This is true that people in China, the way that they torture pigs or certain animals, release
the flesh is better.
They release certain chemicals in their brain that make the flesh make their meat different.
Like
they
tender,
taste
more tender.
yeah. So when I heard that, I'm thinking maybe that's what happens when we're killing them inhumanely. Where
well, a lot of they don't do that anymore. Meat market.
No, I know. I'm just saying like that's like a theory I had. I don't know how I did no scientific research on it. I've done nothing other than to say that sounds good. I'm going to say that out loud.
If I wasn't a conspiracy theorist, like
close the door because he's going to jump on the wall because he's an asshole. Go on.
I mean, you're kind of on like you were persuading me for a moment, but I feel like a lot of it stems from like iPads. Like,
your whole theory
toddlers
sounded
are-
like just pure nonsense to me.
No,
it sounded good. It sounded sounded good with like you were supplying facts, but it just sounded like such.
But I'm just saying. I was thinking that maybe the meat we're eating constantly is riddled with these chemicals.
It's riddled with anxiety.
Chemicals that can create anxiety. When you're in panic, your brain releases a chemical, right? And it goes into.
I'm not a scientist.
Okay, well, I'm not saying that I'm not a scientist, but have you ever seen a scientist in the same room as me?
I did see a beaker in there.
Yeah,
and a Bunsen burner.
that's right. And I was doing crack. So anyway, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe there's a chance that with the way that we kill our animals, that we're eating like tainted meat almost. I would think. I don't know. I remember just hearing that the Chinese people were doing certain things to certain animals because it did something differently to the meat. And I'm wondering, oh my God, well, what if now if anxiety is a part of that? I don't know how true that is. I've probably look that up. Isn't he annoying right now?
I feel like it's probably because he's blind.
I feel like no one can hear it, but you and
Yeah.
you're.
I mean, when I'm back here, no one can hear me, so like they should be fine.
I'm not worried about hearing it. I'm hearing it.
Yeah, I hear you.
So that was my theory about that. But then also too, kids are so coddled nowadays where you have to there is a de-escalation process you should probably do whenever it comes to really kind of reprimanding them, trying to find the way that doesn't result in them getting hit. But sometimes you gotta smack these motherfuckers. And I'm not saying give them like that good old that uppercut from Mortal Kombat where they
don't beat the fucking shit out of them.
But a smack in the ass, one smack in the ass or two smacks in the ass is enough to say, hey, you're going to be fine, but you pissed me off to the point where I had to put my hands on you. And then later on, you should go talk to the kid. Like, the reason why I put my fucking hand across both cheeks is because you kept on taking the fish out of the tank.
I mean, if
I
we're
will
talking
be,
about equality and stuff, you might as well choke the kid out since
No, I mean not out, but maybe
stop his breathing
We're
from happening. The
We're
fish
going
can't
about. We're
breathe,
talking
or-
about spanking a kid on the ass.
Yeah.
To you're
Well,
talking
that's
about.
what I'm saying. He said, "Well, we're not talking Mortal Kombat," but then does it I don't know.
I'm just saying that you shouldn't hit a kid like you would a finishing move. Like the kid should be fucking dazed.
You're not trying to hurt
Right.
the kid.
I
Yeah.
concur.
So what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. I mean, you're
We
talking
can tell.
You're talking about physical violence, and I mean,
I'm just saying there's a certain
you might as well
point-
take it as far as
Choking the kid?
putting him out of his misery. Yeah.
No, out of his misery.
How did you get there?
Hey, Kaylee Anthony, relax over there. Like fucking hell.
Her name's Casey, but
Oh no, that's the joke's ruined now.
was
We can edit it.
No, yeah.
it went over my head. Then.
No. You were right. I was wrong.
Oh,
I said the
okay.
kid's name.
Oh, her kid's name was Keely?
Yeah, now it's too real.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Now it's real.
It's dark now in here.
Yep.
Well,
This is done.
no,
That's what we do. We just hang out.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
Shall I pour this for you? Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
All right.
I love Basil. I think I've had this exact bourbon like for like 8 episodes. We used to finish a whole bottle.
And so what you're saying is you're publicly an alcoholic.
Well, no, I mean, not me finish the whole bottle. My guests finish the whole bottle.
Oh,
We would
I
all
see.
drink it.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, there's a certain. I think now with the way things have been going, we've been too. I don't want to use the word safe, but we've been too like not worried about real life shit. And now, like even like with recent events, like this craziness going on.
There's been like 2 shootings school shootings in the last like week.
School shootings? No,
Yeah.
there was the grocery store one.
Yeah,
and
there
then
was a
the school shooting. They shot up the elementary school.
No, and then that's the second one. There was 2 shootings, but only one school shooting.
Well, I mean,
Right.
it's just the fact that it's gun violence in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's going crazy over it. You want it?
No, I just want to smell it.
Yeah, so did I.
Good.
Smell like asshole.
Oh,
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
It actually doesn't smell that bad.
wait, hold up.
I was just
Oh,
relax.
a little ASMR.
It doesn't smell like it's that strong. I don't want
It
it.
smells kind of smooth, but it's
Yeah.
Try it.
it smells a little barbecue-y.
Yeah. It's like a whiskey bourbon.
Whiskey bourbon.
It's good. Did you just wash that around your mouth?
Gotta get the flavor.
I don't think you do that with bourbon.
I do that with everything.
You do Listerine, dude.
Yeah.
Or water after you had everything bagel. That's about it.
That's fair. I mean, I don't know.
Ew.
I like to taste things.
Everything big.
No, I think if you never had braces in your life, you're not allowed to eat Oreos or everything or poppy seed bagels.
If you've never had
If you never had braces and
Never
your
had
teeth are all
braces.
jacked up, I don't want to have to see it.
so you don't deserve it?
No, you don't. No, because it all gets caught in your teeth. Disgusting. That's
Did
the
you have
first-
braces?
No,
So what the fuck are you talking
He
about?
can't even relate to what he just
I
said.
don't eat poppy seed bagels or Oreos. So
But you eat everything bagels.
no, I don't.
I
Only one type of only 2 type of bagels I'll eat. I'll eat cinnamon raisin bagel or a egg bagel.
Okay. You don't have sesame bagel?
No,
Oh,
that's
no.
gross. That's gross.
Okay.
Yeah, that is gross. I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm not a big sesame guy.
Are you just not a bagel guy? Because I
I
haven't
love
heard
bagels.
one bagel that you've
I love
agreed with.
plain bagels, cinnamon raisin bagels. Love bagels.
So I just cinnamon raisin, guys.
Yeah,
What's wrong with
so
cinnamon
good.
raisin?
The raisin part, honestly.
Nah,
like
it's
raisins?
so good.
It's just a random squishy sack that hits the back of your throat.
Well, you're talking to two guys who entire life.
Sorry, it's a regular weekend for you guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we can't sleep on our stomachs, can't you? Ding.
Yeah, you don't like cinnamon raisin? Oh,
I
it's so
don't-
good.
I'm a texture person.
It has texture. It has a squishy sack on it.
Apparently, it's like one bagel is like legitimately like what, like 8 slices of bread crammed together. Like when they actually showed you how much bread goes into a bagel.
I fucking love bagels.
Yeah, they're good.
They're so bad for you.
You know you're not supposed to split them, but when you put them in the oven, like when you toast them, you're supposed to keep it whole. It literally changes the entire
Insides of it.
bagel. It's
It probably because
so
it probably
much
doesn't
better.
harden the
yeah, because the air.
It's soft on the inside. It's like it came fresh from out of the bakery.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Find
good.
me a toaster that can fit that though.
Now you got to do the oven.
Yeah, it's too much work.
Is it?
You just do that. and
It's the same amount
and
of
it pops
time.
back up. Good to go.
I mean,
I like it, but if you actually look at like the logistics of a bagel, there's no nutrition. Any breakfast food has no nutrition value to it at
That's
all.
not true at all.
well, eggs.
Eggs are good, but that's not really breakfast
All
food.
right, so
It's not.
No, you can have eggs with anything. Eggs and rice. You put your eggs in.
you can have anything with anything.
No, like I'm talking
What steak?
waffles.
What's steak? Is steak at dinner?
Yeah,
But people eat steak for breakfast,
steak and eggs.
I just never
which involves steak.
Right, so they're having dinner for breakfast.
Or,
First
they
things
or
first.
are they having
Your
breakfast
body
for
doesn't
dinner?
know what time it is. First of
It
all.
does.
It doesn't.
It does.
It doesn't.
It-
When you're eating, your stomach has no idea what time it is.
Hold on. First things first.
Tell that to my stomach.
What does breakfast mean?
breaking your fast.
Breaking your fast,
right?
correct. So so it doesn't have to be.
Is that really what that means?
Yes. Because you're sleeping all night. So when you wake up, you're breaking your fast.
I never knew that.
So the breakfast was never the most important meal of the day. They just say that.
So what does lunch mean?
I tried, yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. But like, if nothing that's advertised for breakfast in the morning is actually really good for you.
No, you're getting bucket loads of sugar, right?
Well, you're talking about
up.
like fucking cereal and all that bullshit.
I'm talking waffles, French toast, pancakes.
Yeah.
There's no
Syrup,
yeah. You can
all
throw all that.
stuff.
I don't
even eat my waffles with syrup.
Oh, you're doing it dry.
like a toddler.
No.
I don't eat waffles with syrup. My mom gives me blueberries, and that's fine with me.
No, I put peanut butter on them.
Okay.
Oh, that's not bad. But waffle itself is not good for you. So what happened was a lot of marketing, like the food companies try to market different way to get people to buy different foods. So they went as far as saying breakfast most important meal of the day because you wake up in the morning and you're supposed to have this huge meal. But if you look at statistics, the people actually are less productive after their lunch break because they
I'm
eat their lunch.
after I eat every time.
Well, so
itis.
breakfast should either be skipped or consist of like a fruit, and that'd be about it.
Well, I've heard the thing is breakfast is supposed to fuel your day. So it's like you're supposed to be putting good things in your body so that it does give you energy. But we are eating shitty things for breakfast.
Yeah.
So like
There's nothing about breakfast that's actually good for you. I skip breakfast all the time.
I love breakfast.
I don't
it
eat,
makes me nauseous if I eat breakfast.
I don't eat my first meal till at least 2 p.m.
Oh God, I'd be the worst person to be around.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, at first it sucks, but like when you get used to it, it's not that bad. I literally eat anything that's not coffee and water. I'll drink up until.
So you're worried about eating shitty, but you're gonna just crush coffee.
Coffee's good for you.
No, it is not.
Yes,
You drink it black.
Yeah, coffee's good for you.
No, it's not.
It is.
No way it's good for you.
It is.
Show me where it's good for you.
It's legit.
Show me. I don't want to hear TJ facts. I want to see where it's good for
Wait,
you.
I'm trying to tell you real quick. It's a dietary supplement.
It's a TJ fact.
No, it's a fucking fact, which is close to a TJ. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. It's very close to a TJ fact, which is a real fact. I'm just saying, like coffee's not terrible. I mean, anything in excess is bad for you, but coffee's created by the earth. Like it's not like a factory farm.
But only
literally
black
first thing it says.
Only black coffee. Though.
Hugh said that moderate coffee intake, about 2 to 5 cups a day, is linked to it says lower likelihood of type 2 diabetes.
Right.
And it's good for your heart, I think. Some shit.
Yeah,
Like
Coffee tastes like shit.
But the thing is, coffee tastes like shit to him. So what he'll do is he'll just load it up with like cream or sugar, which most people do. Yeah, you don't have to drink it, but like you'll load up cream and sugar to mask the taste of it, which is kind of it's almost like a salad where you're like I'm eating a salad, but I'll put 9 fucking pounds of ranch dressing in it, thinking I'm accomplishing eating a salad, but I'm putting fucking garbage on it. I once said that at my job. I was this woman was she's trying to lose weight, and she brought in like a bowl, like it looked like you put like fucking. Every fruit in the world into this bowl.
Mom's fancy bowls.
Yeah, right. And she threw a whole bunch of fucking salad in there, and then she just like all this ranch in there. And one day I was like, that's so counterproductive because only are you eating iceberg lettuce that has no nutritional value at all. It's all water, but you're also adding ranch, which is super fattening. So I'm in HR the next day because apparently
You can't say so.
I'm helping you out, bitch. What are you talking about?
But are you?
Yeah, she legitimately is just drowning.
Some people eat salads for the taste of it.
But
I could eat a salad every day 'cause you put
she's
different
trying
shit
to
in it.
lose weight. So I extended an olive branch of knowledge, saying, "Hey, what you're doing is not helping you." And and anybody can know that. Just you throw a couple of fucking grape tomatoes on there, you're not doing anything. All you're doing is clogging up your fucking intestines.
But you can't deny that all of that together is still not better than like a McDonald's cheeseburger.
Honestly, tell you the truth, if you fast properly, you can eat some crazy shit within a certain time span, and you'll be okay. Now, I'm not saying go ahead and have like 19 Big Macs, but if you do have a Big Mac within the time of like say like a 6-hour eating period and then the rest of that time is all fasting, then you can do that because you're burning that off. Like, yeah, you're not getting nutritional value out of it, but you still can burn it off. Once you have one thing in your system that your body that's not water, your body cannot has to break down and digest. That's when your metabolism starts, and for 12 hours you're getting the full efficiency. But that's why nurses and doctors are pretty much have like horrible diets and like all these complications because they have these crazy hours they have to do, where they'll eat like 8 in the morning and they'll eat like 12 at night, and their body has no time to break all that down.
8 in the morning. That's a lot of time in between.
When did you become a nutritionist?
Yeah.
I do it so I could do this. Delicious.
All right.
That one had shocks to my back. But yeah, no, that's true though. Like your body only has a certain amount of time where it could digest things properly, and then once you go over that limit, your body starts to store more of it now.
Yeah, that's why you're not supposed to eat right before you go to bed.
No, honestly,
it's the biggest mistake I make.
Going to bed like slightly hungry is probably pretty good for you.
It is.
Yeah.
No, I can't go to bed then.
I'm not saying go to bed starving. I'm saying just go to bed like.
If I'm hungry, I'm starving. There's no balance where I'm like, well.
Okay,
I'm always hungry.
Yeah, I know.
I'm always eating.
That's probably why I don't eat breakfast. I eat literally all the first meal I have is dinner, and well,
it's not healthy.
No, I know, but I mean like I snack.
Snacking is okay.
I eat dinner.
Depends what you're snacking on. If you're eating like chocolate and garbage all day, that's not good.
Coconut strips and shit like that.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
I like a good coconut strip.
It's good.
I don't think I've ever had a coconut strip.
You either love or hate coconut.
Yeah, it's like
I've never met anybody indifferent to it.
it's just weird. It's like a weird
It's
texture.
good fiber though, you know what I mean? Like, and coconuts, like I swear you could live off cucumber, coconut water in the sun. Like,
No.
yeah,
Where's your B12?
I don't need that. I got the sun.
What?
I got the sun.
Okay, you don't get B12 from the sun.
The sun will give you everything that you need to
No,
survive.
you'll get skin cancer.
False.
You'll have leather skin.
Yeah. No,
I'm not saying sit in the sun for 24 hours.
you'll get vitamin D from the sun,
Yeah, I'm
but
just
you're
saying.
not getting B12.
You're telling me after, freshening up your tan, you don't feel on top of the world?
I'll tell you what, let's have a competition. You do that diet, and I'll do my diet. And then when I'm in the hospital holding your hand as it slowly starts to beep until you're dead, then I'll
Do
be
you
like,
think I want to see you the last breath I have?
oh, fuck yeah.
Definitely not.
I'm gonna do the whole like show up as a doctor. And then it goes, all right, all family, friends out. And then, all three of them leave. And I'm just in the room with you. And right before you die, he's like, I should have listened to my brother. And I go, yeah. Right in your face. Right in your face. That's the last thing you smell is my breath. Full of B12.
Full of forbidden B12.
Full of lentils and steak. Right in your mouth.
Wow, I really love that for me.
Live your best life, queen.
Yeah.
So we're running for an hour. Do we keep going or we want to call it a day?
I'll keep going. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, let's get some material in there. So, like, when you chop this up, I don't...
I don't chop this up.
No,
It's a straight shot.
This doesn't get edited.
Oops.
I don't chop anything up. I feel like if you chop things up, especially when you're doing a podcast, what you're doing
It's not
is,
real.
It's inauthentic.
Yeah. Inauthentic or unauthentic? No, it's inauthentic, right?
Couldn't tell you. I'm dyslexic.
You just said something.
That I'm dyslexic?
Does dyslexia mean that you speak backwards?
It means that... Okay, well, first of all, there's different types of dyslexia, but...
That I don't know. I always thought if you're dyslexic, your words get jumbled as you
Yeah, I
read.
thought it was like you read things backwards or whatever.
It is that, but also my brain moves faster than my mouth is, so I say the first words that I connect with. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I do the same thing. That's why I mumble. Because I think faster than I can talk, and it comes out like a fucking tumbleweed.
Yeah, yeah.
And everyone's like, what'd you just say? And then I bite them, and I'm the asshole. You should have heard me the first time.
Why are you biting everyone in the bar?
Because you don't hear what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, man. I'll never forget. One time I had Dave come on, my co-host for the other podcast I had, and he was saying something, and he forgot the name of his own show. I'm sorry, I was his co-host, so like I mentioned the show, and he goes, "Yeah, what was it?" Just a thing with the mouth all the time.
You got to taste the words.
And I'm like, "Yeah, you're welcome." He's like, "That's it." I'm like, "It's your show. How did it fail?"
I forget my own name sometimes.
No, you don't.
This is completely different from what we were just talking about. But you ever like you're just driving and like you're looking for a turn, so you turn the radio down?
Yeah,
It's an overstimulant.
dude. It's
Why?
yeah. It's because I think it's like distracting one of your senses.
You know what? That's
Yeah, I
Like,
I
notice
think
you don't do that when you know where you're going. It's normally when you're using a GPS that you're like, oh fuck, like where am I?
yeah. So you don't want to be distracted by it. But I do it all the time where I'm like, where the fuck am I? And I just turn the radio all the way down.
I saw a meme. It was like you turn the radio down so you could hear where you're going.
Yeah, the internet never loses.
No,
Honestly, that's the dangerous part about it too. Is that I think you can lose so much of your day.
so I'm not proud to say this, but I was on TikTok the other day, right?
Right.
And I found this video of like this girl's car, like it was making like farting noises,
I saw that at the gas
Right.
station.
and she's like, "I don't know why my car is farting." I was probably for like 10
Why
minutes.
was it farting?
I'm not a mechanic.
Some kid explained. I'm not a mechanic either.
Is it
so-
the exhaust?
No, it has to do with
It
the
was
gas
coming out of
tank.
the
It's something
gas
like with the
tank.
gases like were built up in
Okay.
the gas tank or some shit. I don't know. But I was reading the comments and I had legitimate tears.
The
in my
comments are the
fucking
best
face.
part.
Oh god, I was fucking hysterical. Somebody was like Lightning McQueef.
Yeah.
Jesus. My buddy wants to put me on TikTok. He wants to take the podcast and cut it up and put it on TikTok. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that.
I
Well,
mean,
you would
get
do
yourself out there.
clips. You know,
Yeah, I mean, I don't
you're
have
the
en-
worst at promoting your own show,
but I get a lot of listeners though.
but you could have more,
I could have more.
and we could make this into a thing, and then we don't have to go to work anymore.
That's very true. Well, it's the same thing
Let's
with
not get ahead of ourselves.
well, it's the same thing with Christmas.
Hey,
everyone's
take it easy.
telling me to patent Christmas as my own game, but I'm like, I just don't have the energy to do that. Like, I don't.
I mean, what are you ever gonna get done in life if you don't like commit to something?
TJ, you have so much time on your hands.
No, I don't. Okay, first things first. I work and then I sign autographs from like
Okay, all right. Anyway, moving on.
no, between work, writing, and podcasting, and then trying now to write jokes for stand up. It's fucking brutal. Like to find.
When are you gonna do that?
I found a couple open mics, but I don't know when I'm gonna actually. It's not that I don't have material. It's legitimate stage fright. I do not like to be in
So
the
how do you do this?
because I don't know.
No one's here laughing.
Yeah, I mean no,
I would have an easier time.
Well, I want them
getting
to laugh at
feedback.
me. I would want
No,
them to laugh
but
at me.
like, oh, this guy fucking sucks.
Like I'll tell a joke, and I was like, Jesus Christ, get off the fucking
the
stage.
SpongeBob's like, man, this guy stinks.
I think 'cause I was telling before I have a control issue. So if I control of my situation where I have like an audience of like 10 and I know it's 10, I could get my brain, I can do 10 people. I could talk about to 10 people. I can do that. But if you just tell me go up, go, it's only 10 people, I'll panic. Like I need to have that control of the situation at all times for me to feel like, okay, I can do this right now because I want to do it. But if you kind of you surprise it on me and I'm not prepared, I clam out. I'm the opposite of Batman. Without enough preparation, I can't do shit.
You just have to get material that is broad enough that it will.
I'm not saying we're in the same room at any point. I'm just saying.
Oh my god!
I'm just
You're
saying.
the opposite of Batman in actually every aspect.
Well, he's
For
a
one- for
fictional
one-
character.
For
so-
one, he's badass.
Did I tell you my biting story?
He's rich.
Well, mom ran you over with a car. That was pretty badass.
Well, no, that's attempted murder.
Well,
See, I jumped out of a moving car. That's badass.
That's true. That is badass.
You just so happen to be driving
Yeah,
that said car.
Yeah, that's kind of badass.
that's accessory to badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Congrats. You're badass off of my stupidity.
Dude, the one story that my mother hates the most is the time that
The
she
bench
tried to run me over.
Oh, I don't think I've ever heard this.
No,
one.
she didn't try. She successfully.
You never heard this story before?
I don't think
No
so.
way. Ma, if you're listening, this is how it went down. So she was driving. I'm sorry. We're jumping all
Was
over the
this
place.
excursion?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So we're jumping all over the
battle
place right now. So we'll get back to the whole. What were we talking about before? I don't know.
Couldn't
Whatever.
tell you.
she's driving my
Worst podcast.
No, I know. She's driving my buddy home, and she's got like the luggage rack thing on top of the Excursion. So I get in the side of the car. My feet are on like where like the
running boards.
Sure.
You step up.
Yeah,
The running boards.
the stepping boards.
Okay.
Yeah, running boards, stepping boards, same thing. You step on them, you'll run on them. Anyway, so my feet are on there,
But they run along the side of the car.
Okay.
I don't know if that's why they're called that. Go on, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Yankees won.
Did they win? What was the score?
7-1.
Oh boy, who they played? Oh wow,
Tampa Bay.
Damn, my friends would be ecstatic. I didn't realize that.
You like that?
No, you lost.
Oh, wait, what?
Loser.
They lost.
You lost.
Well, good thing I didn't put money on any games.
Good luck. You know what to wear.
All right, so
My fingers are on the luggage rack on top, and I tell her like my friend's in the passenger seat, so I'm like, yo, go drive down back down the driveway, and she's like, because my driveway is circular, so she was pretty much facing this way, so she had to pretty much pull into reverse, go into the driveway, and then pull out.
it was shaped like a 6.
Yeah, yep, for the most part. And she was like, get off the car. I'm like, Ma, just fucking let go of the brake and roll down the hill. I want to be cool.
I want to be badass.
My mom's like, get off the car. I'm not fucking with you now. I'm like, just go. And she goes, yeah. And she puts it into reverse. All I hear is, and then just pulls it down the thing and then whips the wheel. I skid like a fucking, like a stone on water across all the pavement. I remember lying down and just going like feeling that creeping burn all up my side. And then I hear her voice over the engine and my screaming self. I'm not screaming, but all I hear is like, it sounds like a whistle in my ear. And she's like, are you good? Are you all right? And I get
It's
up.
like Saving Private Ryan, where he's like sitting there and all he hears is like the ringing.
And he puts the helmet on, blood just goes down his face. And at one point, I like lift up my shirt and see that like the tissue has now like meshed in with the shirt, and now I see the little red bubbles like coming from like this humongous streak down my body. And she goes, "You're good," and drives away. So I go in to take a shower. I'm screaming in the shower, like I'm like hurting, and then she gets home, and and he lived down the road. She gets home and she's like, let me see what's going on. And I show her and she's like, yeah, okay. That's all she can say. I'm like, that's, I remember my bone was all fucking raw. My whole side was raw. So what her side of the story was, what was it? Did she deny that she did that, or did she just say that she did?
She said that you just hopped off. She said that she told you to get off, and she started rolling back slowly, and you like hopped off, and she said.
Honestly, I believe that because you're not athletic.
No,
Nor
I'm telling you
badass.
right now, she whipped me off the car, and legit was like, "You're good, right?" I just drove my friend home. I will bring him back on, and he'll tell you he was the one watching the whole thing, and then he
Who
had
was it?
Kyle. I don't know why I'm like fighting. He's been on the show.
He's been on the show.
Yeah. He legit was like, he watched the whole thing. I should have brought it up. I should call him right now and ask him, but I can't because iPhone 13 Max Pro is recording the episode tonight. So
Not sponsored.
yeah, no free ads. But
You're welcome.
but yeah, so that's what happened. And
Yeah, she swears by Vaseline. Nobody's ever injured.
dude, my mother has 3 products. Was it
Colloidal
silver, Windex, and Vaseline. That's all.
Windex.
Dude, she like, yeah, everything is Windex. You spill Windex on the floor.
Right.
Countertops, Windex. Windows, Windex. Listerine, Windex.
Leather couch.
Yep.
Let's get that off.
And then then every time you're sick, colloidal silver. Just just a little dropper down your mouth, off the bed.
She healed my deaf ear with colloidal silver.
And then
We love that.
What was it? What was the other one? Vaseline.
Did that guy turn blue because of that shit?
His skin like like
Because he was drinking it.
Yeah,
like
he was, like, regularly
But
having
like I said, anything excess is bad. So
No, she's an intense lady. My funniest
She's the
story
best.
with her, she just I was playing basketball and
no kidding.
she never look at me. Anyways, whenever we got injured, she would be, all right, dust it off, get back in there. And like, so we did. And this one time I like, take a tumble. I'm like rolling over myself and I really messed my knee up. So I'm like down for a minute. And she was doing the scoreboard up on the stand.
Was this CYO? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
You know the best way, hold on, let me cut you off.
Go ahead.
The reason why she was always at her sporting events is because
that was the only way
we couldn't afford to do it, so she always had to volunteer to do.
Hey, but you guys still.
Oh
did
yeah, we got. So it was like
you just hear Shane from the crowd.
So it was always a discount when you would participate. So they always had a hard time getting volunteers. So they would always offer like discounts for the year. So. She was involved in every one of ours, so we had no choice but to play sports, and she always volunteered so we could afford to do it. But she was always a fucking wrecking ball every time she did it. Because go on, like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I mean, it's one of our last games. The whole stands were packed, families were there. I was in elementary school. I'm down, my knee really hurts. So she goes to hop off the stand. But she had just done leg day, and it's a good jump. Like, it's like 4 feet off the air. She hits the ground so hard. I mean, like, face plants, her legs just go right underneath her. She crawls to me in front of everybody. I was so embarrassed, I just had to limp it off. But it was literally, but she just kept it pushing. Like, nothing happened.
Just army crawling across the basketball court.
Just duck crawling to me.
I'll never forget the time I'm in the car talking to her. And she was going to one of Mickey's games, and she goes, like dying on the phone. I'm like, what happened? She goes, I found my gin. I thought it was a water bottle full of water, so she took a swig. I'm like, why do you have gin in the car? She's like, I gotta watch this game sober. I'm like, she's sober before she leaves, but when she's at the game, Chris is getting a buzz. So
Mickey's the last one. You think about how many games this woman has seen in her lifetime.
She's seen more games, I think, like fucking who's the guy who snapped his Joe
Theismann.
Oh no, Joe Buck, the announcer.
I don't think he broke his leg.
No, he didn't. I fucked it up. But yeah, no, she's seen so many goddamn games.
Yeah.
I'm not saying me and Joe Buck are in the same room. I'm just saying it hasn't happened yet. But so I talked to Mickey, and he's gonna hopefully this little fucker sends me one of his jerseys. He's got like he's in Australia right now, and he's got his number. He's 00, of course. And
year he was born.
Oh, that's gross.
2000, baby.
Yeah, he's gonna send me one of his jerseys, which I can't wait to fucking get.
Yeah. Get him to autograph it for you.
I'm gonna wear it. Fuck that. I'm with that.
When's he come back, dude?
Could be years.
It could be years. Probably won't see him for a long time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speaking of 2000s, baby, I saw something the other day, and it actually like made me cringe. It was like, if you're born in the 19th century or 1900s, don't talk to me. Think about that. I was born in the 1900s. We were all born in the 1900s.
Just thinking.
We're so far into 2000s.
I think the Titanic sank over 100 years ago. The Holocaust in 20 years is going to be over 100 years old.
It's
the
not
fact
that
that
far
that's
away.
not even that long ago.
Yeah, that's not that far
it's
away.
not that long ago,
slavery
no.
wasn't that long ago either.
Well, 1876?
18?
Well, when it was abolished? Oh, you mean when it ended or when it started?
I'm just saying, like...
Well, when it started, it was a long time ago.
I just mean, like, African Americans weren't the first people who were ever...
Right. I think... Is this something right now about there's more people enslaved in, like, Saudi... I'm going to fuck it up. There's more slaves now in whatever country it is than has ever been in the history
of the world.
Something like that, because...
But how could you have that...
Jews were enslaved pretty much their whole existence.
Statistic, you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure how they really gauge that, but I was hearing something about it. I forgot where I heard that from. But maybe it was a Joe Rogan podcast. I don't remember. I remember hearing it. I was like, damn, it's fucking wild to think that there's a time in history where slavery is still even relevant nowadays.
Right?
But yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
I mean, it's the fact that we're like all fighting for human existence. Like, it absolutely like dumbfounding me. Like back in the day, people just used to hop on a ship and like sail the 7 seas for like months at a time. Now we have to do passports. Everybody got to know where the fuck I'm at. Like,
I'm actually curious to see like if we ever come across another planet that has another like life form on there, like will we stop fucking with these? You know how like you're in the United States, it's like now it's the United States versus this or this country versus that. But then you look at the globe, we're on the same globe.
Right.
So like then we have another planet that has a life form that threatens us.
There's got to be another life form.
Oh no, for sure. But I'm saying
The
like
problem is what's keeping everybody out there from communicating with us here.
probably not knowing how to.
No, it's just the fact that, listen, I mean, if there's anything out there, which there theoretically should be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there probably is.
Well, it's the fact that if for this long we've been talking to the stars and we haven't heard anything back, it's like there must be something out there that's keeping us from wanting to communicate with others.
What do you mean by that?
The theory is...
Well, whose theory? Or your theory?
No, it's a theory I've heard. I couldn't tell you like who it's from, but it's more just like if you notice an ant pile, how many times are you going to go back and feed it a breadcrumb?
What?
So if there's a higher species than us and another planet somewhere and they helped us with the pyramids or whatever it could have been, why would they keep coming back? We are ants on a broad spectrum. You know what I mean?
No, because I would think, and with that logic, like when you have like a bird feeder, right? Like you want to go back to see the same bird come back. Like you get like an intimacy with it.
Yeah, but once it migrates, you don't ever see the same bird twice.
No, but you still, you know where it's coming from.
Think about how many galaxies in this whole
I mean,
universe.
there's an infinite amount.
But
like
that's
you
what I'm
don't
trying to say.
know how many there really are.
It's like why would they come back?
I feel like it's crazy that we haven't found another life
That's
form.
what I'm trying to say.
I mean, that we know of.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, you get the whole ocean. We have only discovered 20% of it, if that.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually terrifying. We have real life monsters.
I'm
Thank you.
so healthy. I coughed in my shoulder.
All over my arm.
Did you feel it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
No free ads. But yeah. What?
I don't know.
I'm thinking about space now. I mean,
Space is creepy.
yeah.
All of it's
It
creepy.
is.
But yeah,
The
it's
ocean's
creepy to
creepy,
think
too.
though, like, we probably won't see our brother for another like 3 or 4 years, probably, right?
I mean, and I keep thinking about what if like we just go into nuclear war? I might not ever see him again.
I will say this though. I think every time, I don't cry very often, but I think every time you guys leave to go somewhere else, I cry like once and that's it.
Really?
Yeah, when you went to Florida, Mickey went to Australia the first time. The second time I couldn't give a shit. Shane went to Louisiana and Kerrigan went to the military.
Yeah.
And then Brittany
Didn't bring up Brittany.
well,
once.
because she went to the city, which was like
No,
local.
she went to North. She was the first one to travel.
But that wasn't old enough. Like I was when she went to North Carolina to live there. I wasn't
You were
old.
17.
Yeah, but I'm a kid. I'm
You're-
saying as I get
in
older.
real life, you're worried.
So 17's a kid, but 15's not. Mm-hmm.
I didn't say.
We're going to take facts from
Hold on,
this guy.
But I just said I couldn't
No.
speak, and you were like,
Oh,
"Oh, 15? What do you think I did for 15 years? Was I just like water? Like what was I doing?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's speaking.
It was all in the eyes for TJ.
Yeah. See, hold on. Fucking smack that
I
ass
thought you were gonna
less.
give him an Indian burn. I was
I
like,
did
that's
too
a-
for
and
his
actually,
Really?
is
I didn't know
that-
what you were doing.
Is that socially acceptable to call that still?
Probably not.
Indian
Yeah, I
burn?
don't
Why? Oh no, because the reason why because your skin red.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably no good.
I haven't heard that in a long time. Indian
Microphone.
burn.
Yeah, no. That
What?
was a big thing. 'Cause,
Twisting the arm
yeah.
skin right off. Yeah, that was really
Yeah,
fun.
they call it Indian burn because your skin turned red. That's the most racist thing you could probably
I was
say.
gonna
Yeah,
say, I probably shouldn't. Yeah, that's
Or redneck.
true. Do you think
that's
they should?
from getting. That's from
When you-
farmers getting burned on the back of their
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah. So it's like with
Oh,
the
like that's okay.
you know no the farmers out there with the sun just beating down their neck,
Yeah.
become rednecks. Usually
Yeah.
that's the farmers are rednecks
You
according
want
to
one?
That's what I thought.
what
You want one?
a redneck.
Yeah.
Nah.
Don't ever put your fucking hands on me again.
So then should we change the term black eye?
Black eye.
to what?
Purple
Bru-
eye.
Bruised
Bruised eye?
eye. See, progressive.
See? Listen, these are things that need to be talked about.
No, they do not.
Yeah, you're right.
No,
No, they really
they
don't.
definitely.
They people spend way too much energy on that shit.
I mean,
way too much
I
energy.
just only heard about Indian giving last year.
Well, I don't understand that you giving.
Well, I mean, that's pretty. It's the same. I called up mom and I literally asked her. I was like, "Well, why have I never heard this term?" And she was like, "It's politically not."
But what is
correct."
Indian giving? So do they
When you
give a
somebody
gift
something,
and then you take it back?
Right. So we didn't technically give the Indians something, but like I'm Native Americans. My apologies, but
My apologies.
After
No.
you said it
Sorry
15
about
times.
Yeah.
whoops.
No, but that I don't understand that because what happened that they
We took the land from the Native
we didn't-
Americans.
We didn't give it back though.
hold on. Indian
that's
giving
not-
is when you give somebody a gift and then
You take it back from them.
yes, but we didn't give anything to take it back.
But we were apparently giving them the knowledge of like
We took the knowledge back.
Maybe they
Well-
gave them stuff for the land and then they took it back.
that's kind of what you know what I mean.
But why? But that wouldn't say what the Indians. Did
I feel
that.
like we learned this.
No, but I'm saying like
At
the
some point.
idea is that
Didn't take
the-
anything from us.
right.
No.
I'm saying so. Why is it called Indian giving?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Right.
just not politically.
That'd be like colonizer giving.
right. That's
right.
That's what I mean. It's just even the fact that we still celebrate.
Columbus Day.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what? I'm not a big fan of Columbus Day anyway because it's I know what comes behind it, but I mean at this point like it's like the whole idea of like erasing the past because it's almost like
that's what museums are for.
not even that, but like they don't want to talk about slavery anymore, right? Like why?
I mean, here's the thing. It's not erasing. We're supposed to
Acknowledging.
progressively. Yes, and that's my thing. That's why museums are a great thing. But also, it's like we are still living with a constitution that was made in the 1700s.
Yeah,
and
no, you're
people
right.
of color and women weren't legally human beings in the 1700s.
Well,
Like, do we still travel by horseback? Like, no. Okay, so maybe we should change.
but that's not, what's in the Constitution got to do with horseback?
No, I just mean like, we're not living in the same time whatsoever.
Well,
I'm not churning butter.
The
Like,
issue we're running into right now is that we're getting to a spot where we're trying to say, okay, we don't want to bring it up anymore because it makes us feel uncomfortable. And that's dumb. Very dumb because I was talking about this today with Kenny. I was like, by not bringing this up in class and really kind of pushing the whole like how terrible it was because it makes you feel uncomfortable, it's only the equivalent of like getting a DWI and then going through the whole entire process of going through it, feeling that embarrassment and that shame, and then me erasing your memory. Because if I erase your memory at that point, what's stopping you from going back to drinking and driving again? You learn from that experience and you become better from it. And if you continuously try to stop people from like remembering the past and the horrors that came from it, then all you're doing is allowing it to happen again.
but a rare few percentage of people who are still walking the planet were actually affected by like slavery and whatnot.
What do you mean?
Like racism is still very much alive.
No,
but
I know
referencing
a lot
slavery,
of people that have
You know somebody who was enslaved?
no, but they have like their grandparents and their great parents with, and then it's still like it angers them in a sense because it's like
Yeah, and I don't.
So why
like
not-
I said, I'm not belittling anybody's stance on those things. I think they're horrible, tragedies that we put specific groups of people in. But again, my whole thing is like, is it counterproductive? Again, to acknowledge something is one thing, but is it counterproductive to apply it to our everyday lives?
I think you should apply the past to your everyday lives. You should, because the past teaches
But
you.
we haven't
you
learned
learn
from
from
any
your
of our
past.
mistakes. No, we haven't though.
No, we have. We totally have.
But what has really changed ever since the industrial revolution? Like we have been fucked up as a civilization.
No, a lot has changed. I mean, like think about right now. Like anything that's ever bad that's ever happened to you, you look at bad things as like a negative thing. But every time something bad happens to anybody or to yourself, it's only made you better in the future.
But has it?
Yeah.
Some people,
Well, that's some people.
Some people
No.
don't learn from their
Right.
mistakes.
That's why people have vices and shit like that.
But the thing is, like you can't ignore the past because if you ignore the past, it means you're not growing from it at all. If you
I don't mean to ignore it, but what I'm saying is applying it. Like we're still talking about, like I haven't enslaved anybody. I don't want to be looked at as somebody who's automatically racist because of my skin
sure,
tone.
but the thing is, like, don't surround yourself with people who think that way.
I get that.
But you're also talking about like, that's the problem with social media is that you're getting.
don't partake.
I know, but I'm saying you're getting all that vibe and that thought from people you've never met before, and you think that's a general consensus of how people are looked
But
upon.
if I
And that's
can
not the
offend
case.
one person, I don't want to.
You're going to listen. If you've ever listened to my
I
show,
don't have to offend anybody.
you're going to offend somebody, and that those people who get offended. I don't want to offend anybody directly, but if you get offended, but if you know for a fact that it's like a comedy podcast, right? We make some crazy jokes here and there. Mm-hmm. If you choose to listen to it and then you get offended, that's your problem.
I agree.
Right.
That's like going to stand up and getting offended. That's
Correct.
ridiculous to me.
So but if I say something tonight and I offend either one of you two, you have my apology. But if you're choosing to seek out my material and then get offended by it, you can go fuck yourself. You don't have the right to tell me that I need to constantly worry about who might be tuning in. Don't tune in.
No, but I just mean as something as
losing all your followers.
No,
right?
but the people who listen to me, they know what I'm about, and where I come from when it comes to these jokes and how the material comes out. If you're somebody who doesn't like what I'm saying, but you somehow like you seeked me out and then you're like you want to say something to it. If I directly offended somebody in my presence, I would apologize. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Like, I've done it before, but like if you tuned in and heard something and I had to apologize to you, no, fuck you. I don't have to apologize to you. Who the fuck are you?
You made the choice to listen.
Right.
It's about offending the general masses. Again, when I'm talking about something like the N-word, I mean, for all extents and purposes, I grew up and had a significant other, and I was a part of a certain, crowd, group of people, and all of that stuff. It still doesn't excuse me that my atmosphere and what I was raised in doesn't excuse me from, you know what I mean?
No, we mean
I don't have.
Like for saying it?
Yeah, the point is, it's again, it's just another word. English is.
Well, no, it's not just another word.
What I mean is, it's a word, and people get offended by it. So if if the person who I'm dating says, "Oh, that doesn't offend me," it doesn't make it okay.
No, you're right.
You know what I mean? If I could offend one person, I just don't want to partake.
If you're doing something with malcontent that offends somebody, then and you don't feel remorse about it, that's the problem.
No, think about Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder and stuff like that. You cannot go and do that character anymore these days.
No, but Robert Downey Jr. did that film with another black cast member and probably had black. He's a movie with Samuel Jackson. He's done movies with black people.
The whole point was that he was making fun of white people who do blackface.
Right, but the thing, what people get twisted is that like the Marlon brothers. Marlon Wayans? No, the Wayne brothers. The Wayne brothers. I'm sorry, yeah. The Wayans brothers did white chicks. And that was funny. Dave Chappelle does whiteface. It's funny. Yeah. You shouldn't pull that. When it comes to comedy, like it should be the point where it's like we can all
be open-minded
about it. Yeah. So when you take a bunch of people and put them into a room and one guy's making jokes about everybody, like Andrew Schultz is another guy. He rips on everyone, and everyone is collectively laughing about it. That's how it should be, because you know what? The people who make a stink about it is such a small percentage who do that.
But he also does it in a non-offensive way, though.
No, very offensive.
Yeah, no,
he's brutal.
I mean, listen, him referencing an Indian man's, and he knew about a whole bunch of Indian cultures and whatnot.
He's an educated person,
right? But that's where the offensive nature is dialed back, because you're educated behind it.
But yeah,
if you're just slewing a whole bunch of words and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, it's gonna affect people.
So if you're like a straight guy and you come across we have to end this soon because I'm about to run out of battery. Yeah. Actually, hold on one second.
I'm swigging your whatever this is, whiskey.
Nailed it. What was I just saying? If you're just saying a whole bunch of shit, right? So if you're a straight guy and you ask a gay couple who's the wife and who's the husband, that's stupid. Like that's not how that works. Like that's a stereotype that people created in their brains and said that's how things are. That's not how that works. So when it comes to other shit, when you're making a joke, like if you're making a joke, well knowing that like there's no such thing as a woman and a man in a gay relationship, then and you're able to spin it to be funny and you deliver it properly, then you should be fine. If someone gets offended by it, well, then most people get offended by it are straight white people. It's very hard to offend a black woman. They're like, I've heard it my entire life. I don't care. Like, you think black women really give a shit about if you make a joke about Asians or Hasids or about fucking Middle Eastern people? They couldn't give a shit. They just go, whatever. I got my own problems. It's the ones who don't have their own problems. Like, I'll be offended for you. Yeah. And those are the ones.
That's the white privilege.
That it's not even white privilege. It's ignorance. It's just because it doesn't matter. Because if you have like a whole group of people, it could be a variation of races and genders. But like predominantly, we all know who that person is. It's the one with the coffee cup. That's all I gotta say. And that's the beauty of like having freedom of speech is that we can say whatever we want, and if you don't have the idea of what you're saying could be if you're trying to offend somebody, if you don't know what you're doing, then you're not a bad person. You just need to be educated. And if you deny that, if you go like, well, I don't care because you're on the defense about it, then you're a shitty person.
Well, I think it also has to do with your character. Like, people said Hitler was a good guy. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean,
so it's one of those things.
In his country, sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he wasn't a dick
but he was
to them,
he's a better leader than most of the leaders we've had in history.
I mean,
oh no, I'm not saying what he did was good, but as a leader, I'm thinking the generalization of the word.
I mean, he united Germany. I'm aware, but it's more just, again, it's the fact that like he committed complete genocide. You know what I mean?
Right,
so he wasn't a good person.
No, but he was a good leader. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't muddy the terminology of like a good person, a good leader. So he legitimately was able to do something good for his country in the most horrific way possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then again, you have people who are good people who can't even get people to march for a civil rights equality movement. You know, like that's the difference. So. But we can't ignore those facts. We cannot stop, maybe Germany doesn't talk about the Holocaust the same way. I don't know, who the fuck knows. But because Germany doesn't even have freedom of speech. Germany doesn't allow you to talk about anything Nazi oriented because that's considered a crime.
Crime, yeah.
So you go to jail for. So they don't have freedom of speech. But is that necessarily a bad thing? No, you don't want to sit there and freaking push the agenda of what was something horrible in the past. So Germany's not forgetting their past. We're trying to forget our past because it makes us feel uncomfortable. That needs to stop. We need to learn from it and educate people. They should push it harder. They should push these topics of
but who? Because the government is who is
inciting that's a whole different.
Who's pushing it?
I'm saying that our schooling systems should push the horrific things that we've done in the past, so that we're not losing how far we've come from there. Because believe it or not, you can say whatever you want about the society nowadays. Yeah, horrific shit does happen, but it's not even comparable to what was happening in the past. Even as a woman, like walking in the street right now, you're much more safe than you were back in the fucking 1800s, right? Like any American women in general are totally. I'm not saying all of them, but they don't think about how women are treated in other countries. Like, if you think about the way they are in the Middle East, the way they are in North Korea, or the way they are in Russia, you got it good here. Yes, you don't have it the way that you want it to be, but it's better than it is outside this place.
But it's the problem is that collectively we're all trying to reach the same goal, and yet we're at a
You're
standstill.
never gonna get there because your goal might be different from other people's goals.
No, I mean as a society, how are we not all on the same page?
Because
you know
it's impossible. We are too much of a melting pot of a country to have we have too many ideologies, too many religions, too many cultural indifferences that we can't be on the same page. But we have to compromise. We have to understand. I don't want complete equality because you're never going to get it. I want complete understanding. When you understand other people, other cultures, other ideologies, that's when you progress.
The thing that I find most troubling is just the fact that most of the people who run this country are the 1%, and it's men.
Right.
But also think about when Einstein was discovering what he was discovering. If women had rights, what could we have achieved?
Well, that's why a lot of women they say that they're not on the same page because they didn't have the same amount of time to learn and exercise their intelligence, which is fine. Just like if you look at like people, women in Africa, Africa, I forgot where it was. It might be Africa, where they don't have clean running water. So every time they have their periods, they have to miss school to take care of what they got going on because they can't cleanse themselves properly. So having things that allow them to function is not available to them, and that's why they're always a step back. So think about in America, yes, you have your issues with equality between men and women, you know, obviously the greater good, but it's not about white men. It's about classism. It's about where you are, what you have. And that's why a lot of the black community is upset, is because they were never allowed to have those loans in order to create a business, to actually have some sort of like inheritance for their blood.
Historically oppressed.
So, but that's the thing, is that that's what we need to acknowledge people for.
But again, the people who are meant to change those things are the people who want those things in play.
The people who want those things in play want it just to show good face. We don't give a fuck. Honestly, they could not care. There's a goddamn divide between us and the 1%, and even whatever percentage is that makes, you know, over 700,000 or 500,000, whatever, you know, that is. They just want to be like, we're just dotting our I's and crossing our T's, so we look like we give a shit, but they really don't. Because it's not about race, it's about classism. At that point, it's a divide between money and not having money. Mm-hmm. Right now, we're considered poor. Mm-hmm. We might make $100,000, which is rich to you if you make $50,000 a year. He may make $100,000 a year, and that's just like tip money for those who's sitting in those fucking eyes wide shut parties with the fucking mask on, banging each other. Like, you know, that's the difference. So that needs to be pushed out there. We need to stop bullshitting ourselves and saying, forget the past. Let's be woke. Let's be awake. No. Let's call out what it is. We are meant to go against each other for those who make more money. That's how this economy works. Is we're supposed to eat each other for their amusement and for them to sell their products to us.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, nothing's ever going to change because the 1% is what rules our country.
It can change, but it's got to start with having open conversation.
No, it's going to be a whole bunch of people rebelling. Like, it's not.
You will get the.
My generation, we are not reproducing. We are choosing not to have children. And it's literally because of the state the world is in. Oh, who am I to bring in a child in this world when the next 18 years of, you know, we don't even know. Yeah,
you're right in a sense, but then also too, like that's also you compromising your own character. You're pretty much saying like, even though with the bullshit going around, I'm not strong enough to raise my child. Because
it's a matter of we could go into nuclear war at any given day,
sure.
And what am I supposed to do with a 2-year-old? What if? I mean, you know, this is a stretch, but a zombie apocalypse. Am I gonna be lugging around 2 7-year-olds? And
yes,
that's a lot.
No, it's not,
scary.
because if you need to get away, you have 2 7-year-olds to get the fuck out of the business. Oh, one, and then you get the other one just in case. You know what I'm saying? Like if a zombie apocalypse happens, I'm having 19 kids, because that means I have 19 attempts to get away.
I'm having a 12 gauge for dinner. I'm not.
I am totally Kurt Cobaining myself out of this situation.
I'm not even gonna attempt to survive.
All right, we probably should cut this off right now. We're about almost 2 hours in.
Yeah.
So, hopefully this video didn't cut out, because I can't. I imagine, but we still
Your
got the audio.
phone's probably dead.
Yeah, no, the phone's pretty good. So. I appreciate we're listening. We'll go further into this content later. But anything you want to? No free ads.
No free ads.
No free ads.
Cheers.